Hi there, this is Linda from Let's Talk Prepping, and today I want to tell you why it is critical that you start stocking up on as much food as you can right now. It's only going to get worse. I hope these headlines will prod you into prepping, and for those of you already prepping, that it will reinforce your prepping mindset. Okay, we're over here at the Liberty Daily. Farmers warn about rising food prices. Wait until your grocery bill is up $1,000 a month. It's already bad for American farmers. They're getting hit by the higher cost of fertilizer, gas, and everything else, and we know that. We've been talking about it for a while. But here's what I want you to look at. This farmer talked to Laura Ingraham on her show. That means it's gone mainstream. Once it's gone mainstream, you know things are bad because they've been saying everything's a conspiracy theory. This isn't going to happen. Now they're actually saying, yes, it's going to happen. So the farmers said they're getting hit on every front, on every expense possible. I would say our increases are roughly 25 to 30%, and that will soon be reflected at the grocery stores. And he said, and this was interesting, on top of that, we're already seeing these fertilizer price increases haven't really affected grocery store prices yet. They will start coming this summer. So the fertilizer prices haven't affected us yet. It's going to come this summer. And soaring fertilizer prices are likely to bring spiked food prices. So if you're upset that gas is $1 or $2 a gallon more, wait until the grocery bill is up $1,000 a month. And it won't just manifest itself in terms of price, it could be quantity as well. Empty shelf syndrome may be starting. And then according to one local report, Costco is sold out of some of its emergency foods. Looks like Costco has sold out almost all their emergency food, especially the Mountain House branded items. Everything online goes to an error page. Even the $2,000 to $6,000 pallets. I never knew they had $2,000 to $6,000 pallets. That's interesting to know. And those are sold out. Then as we go over here, PNW, prophecynewswatch.com, how rising gas prices will impact the money you spend on food. And I thought this was pretty interesting. He says based on $4.30 a gallon for gas in his area, the average tractor runs somewhere around 13 to 17 miles per gallon, and it's all run on diesel. And diesel is selling at $4.85 throughout the country on the average. So let's say I'm a cattle rancher growing my own hay. I have a couple acres of it. I grow and bale it myself to feed my cows throughout the winter, and I have to sit on the tractor for 20 hours to get the hay cut, raked, baled, and hauled out of those fields. Let's say my tractor burns through 13.6 gallons per hour. By the time I get all the hay in the barn, I've used 272 gallons of diesel, and that's going to be about $1,319 to get the hay in the barn. But that's not counting the cost of my time, the wear and tear on the tractor, my baling twine, or the guys I had to pay to help me get everything taken care of before the rain. Last year, it cost me half of that to get my hay put away. What just happened? My beef just became more expensive. That's just what happened. Is the farmer going to simply absorb the cost, or is he going to pass that cost on to the consumer? The way this works is that the cost gets passed on down the chain until it reaches the consumer. But it's not just the cost of running the tractor, he says. Okay, that's gotten more expensive. It's every other aspect of the food supply chain. These groceries that were delivered to your grocery store, they were delivered via semi-truck. They run off diesel. Therefore, if it now costs truckers an additional $1,000 to deliver a full load of product, the rates he's going to charge are going up also. If he's running a refrigerator truck And it costs the Freon man more money to deliver the Freon. The price to keep the truck refrigerated is going to go up. So, if the food has to be stored at a countrywide distribution center before it eventually makes its way to the grocery stores of the region, there's going to be an increase in price to keep the food refrigerated and then trucked out once more until it reaches the end destination. And guess what? These price increases get passed on to you. And finally, when the food reaches the grocery store, the grocer is going to have to bump his price up to atone for all the added costs it takes for him to get the food on the shelves. So the bottom line is that the ever-increasing price of gasoline means it's only going to cost you, the American, more and more to keep your family fed. More of your paycheck is going to go to the grocery store. More of your money is going to go to the pump, and less is going to go towards your family. So do what you can now to mitigate the effects of the rising gas prices on your family. So this was from Prophecy News Watch, but it also says down here that it was originally published by the Organic Prepper and reposted with permission. So I just wanted to give a note to the Organic Prepper here. So we have that. And then if you go over here, cell-cultured chicken meat goes live in Singapore. So this is the StraitTimes.com. Cell-cultured chicken meat gets hawker treatment at curry rice stall. In a world's first, a hawker in Singapore recently offered a cell-cultured chicken meal at the price of $4. All the diners said the meat tasted just like real chicken. Cultured meat is made from growing animal cells in a bioreactor, similar to vats used for brewing beer, instead of slaughtering animals. The slices of lab-grown chicken were served alongside a healthy portion of white rice and eggplant and cabbage and iced lemon tea. And they this hawker stall partnered with Eat Just Good Meat, a California startup dedicated to the production of alternative proteins, to serve up a cultured chicken in an everyday setting. And it was offered to a limited number of diners. Good Meat subsidized the cost of the chicken bites so the whole meal could be offered for $4. And this person, Mervyn High, said he could not tell the difference between the cultivated meat served and the regular meat. So Mr. High, who only found out from his friend he was eating lab-grown chicken on his second bite, said, "The meat tastes just like normal chicken. There's no taste of artificial flavoring in the meat at all." He said his decision to give up regular chicken for a lab-grown meal would depend upon the eventual cost, citing the price point of McDonald's nuggets as the one they had to beat. The barber said, "If it were affordable as McDonald's nuggets, the choice of cultured chicken would be easy. I could continue my meat-eating lifestyle while avoiding contributing to the slaughter of chickens." So this cell-cultured meat is a big step forward for humanity's food-related needs, and is more environmentally friendly while also being ethical. Wouldn't you like to know exactly what's in it, what they use for cell-cultured meat? I, for one, hope I never have to eat it, that I don't get hungry enough that I have to eat this stuff. But I can't believe it would be good for you. There's got to be a lot of artificial stuff in it to make it work. But it's being tested, so you know eventually it's going to get here. And just before it's news.com, members of Congress are now using words like famine and starvation to describe what's coming. Tucker Carlson on his show said we might not have enough food soon. You do know when it gets to Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham, it means it's going to get bad, and it's going to get bad here. It's no longer that conspiracy theory. From the SHTFplan.com, U.S. ruling class does not want to contain a coming food crisis, so they want it to continue. And then Yahoo Finance said, get ready to spend more money at the grocery store. Food prices expected to soar, USDA predicts. And all of these are just within this last week, Tuesday, April 5th, 2022. And they go through and tell you how prices have risen so much, and egg prices and bacon, which makes you wonder how restaurants that depend on getting a good breakfast trade are going to do. Planned famine. U.S. government has been paying farmers to destroy crops and livestock for years, naturalnews.com. And he goes through how they did that. I think I actually went through this one on another video. And then CBS News. And again, everything your family bought last year now costs about $5,200 more. Americans are paying more to put food on the table, fill up their cars, heat their homes, a lot more. The surging cost of necessities will cost the typical household an extra $5,200 a year. So if that doesn't tell you to start stocking up now while the prices are a little bit lower, I don't know what's going to tell you this. And again, it's CBS News. And it's going to be an additional $433 in monthly costs for the same goods and services. And Bloomberg has estimated this. Costlier food and energy, including gasoline and home heating, will account for $2,200 out of that total. So inflation in the U.S. has reached a 40-year high in February. The prices that people notice the most often are energy and food. You will fill up every week and go to the grocery store every week, and there are inflationary pressures there still. Gas prices are unlikely to fall sharply anytime soon, estimating that oil could hit as much as $160 a barrel later this year. Nationwide average for gas was $4.24 as of Wednesday, down 10 cents from the recent high. This is sort of a 5-alarm fire at the White House. They're extremely intensely concerned. I don't believe that at 1 minute. Grocery prices have spiraled higher, hitting Americans living on a budget the hardest. The biggest food price hikes are for meat, with pork and beef up next. That is forcing more Americans to rely on food banks. So, why am I bringing you all this? I'm bringing all of this to you because mainstream media has it now. That means it's probably worse than they're saying. So start stocking up. Get ready. It's money in the bank if you can buy things now. So go out there, get those extra cans of food, get that extra bag of rice, do whatever you can to stock up. Please comment, please subscribe, like the video, and thanks so much for watching.